Good evening, everybody. This is David / Asher, and MPX is joining me for tonight, as this is going to be the very, very final bit of
Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth.
Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. And and we're not gonna go immediately to Boss Town. Admittedly, finding out about to get the ultimate weapon, good luck with that. With my skills. I mean, I could have done some off-screen grinding for weapon drops from enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Considering that there is supposedly a super good weapon drop. From some of the late game enemies. Okay, and so I have I didn't get to show it because I quite literally exploded the wall, but apparently the hidden passages do have tells. There are cracks in the wall.
Are they hard to see?
Not really, once you...
Recognize it?
Yeah. So... Spell ability! Item kit. Spirit magic Undine! I could have gotten this in Chapter 1. I am changing it back to the heritage because I just like the overhead swing on this. So just doing a quick check on a few things. That is came from that side, so... Okay. We have we have the passage in this room. Can you spot it? Let it sit on the screen for a bit.
And does it involve the statue?
Take a close look at the wall, actually.
Oh. Okay, now I see it.
Yep. Yay! MP up! Which means that I now actually have 120. Okay. And we actually probably want to go through the green door first. The Iron Claws. Which, I could have gotten these a while ago, but... And... Shuriken. That fills out that spot. Doing some quick double checks. Okay, so I think the next one is... double checking. I feel like it's on that side. Things just explode right now. It's the first boss! Was. Ow. Fuck you, doors. Oh, wait, that's that one. So I'd actually need to go differently. Sorry, everybody. Closest one that I need to do.
Hopping here supposed to be on purpose?
Well, it's the fact that I'm pretty sure this is the one where it's... because there's something below it.
And you can't detect me.
Okay. Jump. Yeah. And I have to jump roughly 50 times. It's reacting. There we go. Soul Cruncher. A joke item. Unrelated to Soul Crusher, which... yeah, that one... okay. we need to go... Okay. Oh, hey, look. Hidden passage. More MP ups. Okay. There we go. Firestorm! Haha! Okay, so that's... Sorry if everyone's kind of getting like... It's so boring. It's like, well, I'm trying to get 2 places, so... Sure. I think this might be the best one. There's the crack in the wall. Okay. So that one... I think we have to get from the other side. So that one... Actually, we probably have to go... Let's see... Yeah, we'd have to go for that purple one that's... this one. Hello, Gator. And upgrade to the Spirit of Wind. Okay, so that... As people could tell, like, the best way to figure out...
Finish your thought.
The secrets is like, look for like closed off spaces. This boy, because it's technically closer to where we want to enter. Survival knife. Okay. Now here comes the fun part, is double checking to see if there's anything that I'm missing. Missing that spot. Missing that spot. And I think that's the health one. People are probably looking at this going... Okay. Some of these are just like, I just did not hit the walls hard enough. Okay. Oop. This is no spot. Okay.
You know, since we're running out of commentary,
Yeah.
very little.
Sorry.
Why don't you just simply give your final thoughts on the game at this point?
It's a pretty good game. Doesn't try to overstay its welcome. Admittedly, there's certain parts that it's like... Honestly... Like, I should know... it's like... I wouldn't say it's problematic, it's just more of like... trying to figure out the certain mechanics that kind of get introduced briefly, but then don't. Okay, this should get me to, yep, 150, which I believe... Okay, let's see here. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, so probably do that. I'm not gonna try and do grinding for all the various weapons and such because, like, that... to me feels just a little overdone. Plus, I will do grinding for, like, one weapon, but that's because, like, I want to see if it's possible to at least get it. And it's technically on the way to final boss anyway. It's from these guys. Well, let's see what weapons are left to us. The chainsaw! Which is slightly better? The dragon bow, which is actually weaker than our current one. You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna buy the chainsaw. And... we get a magical chainsaw. As for other things... probably swap back to this, the Desperado. But the game is pretty solid. Controls are exceedingly straightforward. We have gotten we've found every room on the map. There are some things that I have not found, but those were all kind of weird stuff like buying every weapon from the shop, getting all the weapon drops from enemies. I'm really only going to go for one, which is from these death guys. Mostly because of the fact that it is technically the strongest weapon in the game. But my thoughts are pretty...
okay.
Your thoughts, at least watching it, or?
It seems relatively standard and short. Like, the major mechanic is obviously the element of switching. But because it's a sort of like back and forth, it doesn't feel like it. Like, if this game was any longer, it'd probably get annoying.
Yeah. Let me just double check something real quick. Let's see. And yes, I am keeping an eye on the time. I'm only grinding until I hit the hour mark.
Just simply so you can fill up time for tonight.
Yeah. And if people are like, why? It's like, well... Actually... I'm just wondering if I should come from a different angle and find a route that has a lot more of them instead of just doing those guys. Which technically be coming from this side. Sorry, there's not a lot of commentary. It's just the... Welcome to how Castlevania grinding works. Beat the shit out of monsters. Constantly. Quick hop over. Okay. Because if people are wondering why I'm farming these dead guys, the lifeless kings, beat them good! I want their scythe. Yeah, have not got it yet. Hey, if I get like an extra couple levels. Fuck it, chainsaw them! Yes, the Desperados. We get to see people get to see my RNG again of how bad it is. Hey, look, 47. Yes! We got it! We got the best weapon in the game! So, Vampire is actually faster and same attack power. But the nice thing about the Vampire is that not only does it have the equivalent, admittedly, like, some people are gonna like, Soul Crusher, like, I'm not gonna kill 100 Oaks. Because, the Soul Crusher, let's see here. Has a speed of 2, 70 attack. But I'm fine with this. So let's... Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go grab a bunch of shit for the final boss. So... Let's say there are no actual healing spells in the game. I'll just grab this. Okay. Now, well, time to deal with the final boss. Okay. Glad there's really no fall damage here, but then again, I don't think there's really been a Metroidvania that has ever done fall damage.
I think there have been, but they're not well known or thought of.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's do memory. Haha! Sensei, I fucked up and I will not be getting Parn's sword, because I took a hit.
Yep, unfortunate.
Yep. To get technically the strongest weapon in the game, the true strongest weapon, not the Soul Crusher. Actually, no, I think Parn's weapon is actually weaker? Nope, it's still stronger. You have to beat Memory, the first phase of the final boss. Yes, this is the final boss, without taking a single hit. To my knowledge, the levels do actually matter because they do increase damage and defense, but they don't do much else. So, why? Why do you deny me? You wanted me. I welcomed you happily. You've overcome your test, and now your wish shall be fulfilled. And yet, why? Ugh. Okay, retry. Ah! Damn it. Failed that one. Hard. Got memory.
Question, do you just simply have to do it the first try until you get to the second phase? Or any time once you do it without taking damage?
I think... Fuck you! I am done with your shit! Level 50, by the way. Nihil's defeat. I don't think they ever explained who, like, Nihil's name has shown up in Lotus War, but he's never actively shown up because, like, isn't he the god of, of destruction and chaos?
I completely forgotten.
Admittedly, Dude? Oh, wait, wrong voice. Going already? Yep. This is where we part ways. But you will live on forever in my memory. I see. So, you've prepared yourself. It's actually sort of funny. When you face death, what you feared, what you felt, I had almost forgotten, but wanting to traverse Lodos together with you once more, and everything else about you, how, if only I could forget it all, it would be easier. Just been running away from the truth. Parn, I love you. And that only took 10 minutes. So even if I went straight to the boss, this would have been a stupid short stream.
Yep.
It's morning? What happened? Was it all a dream? No, the touch of death I felt in battle, that was too alive and real to have been a dream. This is... Oh, hey. Miss Deed! It's been so long. How are you? You seem busy, Leaf. I'm doing well. Wait. Was Leaf from the TV series?
Maybe.
Wait, wasn't Leaf... No, Leaf wasn't the one accompanying the Berserker.
No.
Because wasn't the one accompanying the Berserker also the lycanthrope?
I forget.
God. That's good to hear. You've been shut away for so long. The Elven Elders were saying at this rate you'd be taken away by the spirit of loneliness. The spirit of loneliness? I didn't really get details, but apparently it's a really rare high-level spirit. I think the Elders were much more... Anyway, I'm just happy you're doing well. Hey, Leaf. Yes? I saw Parn. And then I fought Carla. Oh, and I fought Shooting Star as well. I even saw Beld. Spoke with King Kashu, too. So... Miss Deed? Everyone knows that stuff. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry, just got a bit mixed up. Well, humans are forgetful creatures, but don't worry. The Tale of Parn, Knight of Lodos, and the Lady Deedlit. Nobody has forgotten that. Oh yeah, about your adventure. Why not turn it into a song? Then people could sing about it and keep the tale alive forever. Song? That's a good idea. I think I just might. Alright then, it's settled. I'll bring some parchment and ink right away. Everyone knows that stuff. Oh. Nope. Oh hey, I can equip Heritage. Yeah. Oh no! This is the level 1 can't use this weapon.
Well, of course. You're no longer in the dream world, so.
Oh no! I still find that animation funny.
Actually, it's the only other weapon?
Yeah, notice how my health, like my level is level 1. Oh hey, our map is at 100%. We have no GP, max health and max MP are 100.
Use Heritage on the bridge.
Clonk. Oh no. Deedlit has no strength whatsoever. I see. So it was just me who didn't want to know. The end of the tale of Parn, Knight of Lodos. Parn. Going to sing your song. Goodbye. And thank you, my Parn. Deedlit eventually closed her eyes. As she felt the wind on her skin, she realized that this tale was not a dream at all. People do not live in the past. Sorry, readjusting because seat got a little weird. Knowing this, she can walk forward. This tale shall continue to be spun. Well, I have played this game before. I have not beaten it. I barely got into it, but that was back when, like, I think chapters 1 and 2 were the only ones available. Because this was... I bought into this in early access. So, boss rush mode! No. You can now choose boss rush mode from the game data selection screen. I'm guessing if I had unlocked Parn's sword, it probably would have popped up there, but I got fucking hit. Team Ladybug. Daichi Saito. Why so serious? I forgot that one of the dev companies is called Why So Serious. PeepoSoft. Ladybug and Bucha. Actually, I could probably think of a few things we could talk about while the credits are going on. Is should you watch Record of Lodoss War before playing this game?
It would help.
It'd probably help.
Especially since, at the very least, it helps frames a lot of the characters.
Yeah. Admittedly, it's been a long time since me or MPX watched Record of Lodoss War. I tried to start watching it again, and I keep getting distracted by other things. But, Ryo Mizuno, I'm pretty sure is the original writer of Lotus War. And if I recall correctly, Record of Lotus War was based off of a D&D campaign that him and his friends did. Which everyone keeps going like, oh, but, like, isn't Goblin Slayer... Goblin Slayer is inspired by. This is an actually... He actually took events from his actual campaign and tried to transcribe them into story. So, when Parn... I think there was an actual part that Parn actually failed. He kept that in the story, because it was a serious moment, and quite literally, really helped the story along. Now... Oh, hey. Mysterious youth! Lady Deedlet! An age of war has descended once again! It's called Grand Crest! Insert everyone going, wait, what? Yes, Grand Crest, Record of Grand Crest War takes place in the same world as Lodos.
There's actually been a fair amount of OVAs and other things based off of the campaign, essentially, as far as I know. I don't actually know whether all of it is actually based off of their campaigns.
Yeah.
Or just, you know...
The original Record of Lodos War. Admittedly, people are going to go like, wait, Grand Crest doesn't seem like anything like D&D. It's like, well, that's probably because...
Well, what if they ended up changing systems?
Yeah.
After all, you know, there are a fair amount of
tabletop RPGs.
Classic. Yeah.
And while I do know that Lotus War was written during AD&D, Grand Crest, I'll be honest, Grand Crest feels more like this takes place, like, at least 1,000 years after Lotus War. And possibly not on the same continent. Maybe a bordering country or bordering continent, but the magic systems and everything in it were just kind of not quite D&D. The Knight of Lodos is now needed more than ever. Why does he look like Parn? Huh?
Reincarnation.
Where are you? Oh no! Random Humie! I know we watched Grand Crest War, but and there were kind of hints to Lodos in it. But I don't think any the only character that would have been technically available is Deedlit, but that's because she's a high elf.
Well, it's also a question of where in the world, in some ways. Because sometimes it does feel like we're talking about, like, different lands. It's sort of like, you know, like, you know, in Final Fantasy, you end up having, like, the, I'm trying to think of the particular world where they in Evilise.
Yeah.
Where they end up having certain events and things being simultaneously used.
Yeah. Because it has been confirmed that the World of 14 takes place well after the War of the Lions of Final Fantasy Tactics. Admittedly, it's come to be a Evilise. There's multiple Evilises. there's the Evilise of 14, which, yes, it had the same stuff, and it has transpired, and most of the characters are the same. But it's not necessarily the same Evilise as what showed up in, I want to say, 12? Or Tactics Advance.
Well, there is some suggestion that that's taking like hundreds or thousands of years between them events. That's what I mean. It's sort of like,
yeah.
And it does sometimes change like the particulars of like what they're paying attention to.
Yeah. But as such, it's one of those situations where would I probably it's like, would I say this is a very good game to recommend to somebody who has watched Lotus War? Yeah, I probably would say, like, if you're a fan of Metroidvanias, like Symphony of Night, and you're not, and it's not a very long game, obviously. Is it a hard game? Iffy. But as such, from my experience, there have been some Metroidvanias where they make super big maps and like lots of abilities, and then you only use the abilities once or twice. And you don't really use them past the areas that you get them in.
Yeah, certain abilities are more like a key versus an actual sort of thing. Like, let's face it, double jump might be as ubiquitous, well, not ubiquitous, but as common as dirt.
Yeah.
Across a lot of genres, but as a sort of like movement option / traversal tool / combat potential, it does have its uses.
Yeah.
Simply because of the air recovery aspect of it.
Yeah. This game really just anything that was not movement or basically an additional attack was pretty much just unlocking an actual door. Which, okay, yeah, that's fine. To basically just lock things behind...
well, I think it's more of a thing of, like, if you're not going to invent something interesting, just make it a key.
Yeah. Would I recommend this to hardcore, like, Metroid and Castlevania players? Maybe. As kind of
on
like...
a sale, yeah, that'd be fine, I think.
I would say, like, do you want a short Metroidvania that you don't have to think too hard about it for movement tech? If they say yes, it's like, okay, this is a good game. If they say, like, I don't, it's like, maybe not, maybe they actually would like something a bit tougher. It's hard to make a recommendation for an indie game, because indie Metroidvania games are, I want to say, there's spurts of them that some do extremely well. Others, not so much. Most of the ones I could think of that I'd recommend for a Metroidvania, after playing this one, yeah, I'd probably recommend it. I'd probably put it up there as not necessarily like it's top tier. It's like it's good. It's decent. It's one gimmick. The twin systems make sense.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense when you consider how a lot of Metroidvanias try to use an item system, but it results in the same problem you have in Skyrim. I'll just eat my 20,000 rolls of cheese.
Yeah, versus other Metroidvanias where it's like, oh, we give you a heal spell, and then nobody takes the heal spell off.
Well, it's like either they have a healing spell or various other mechanics. Like, let's face it, Symphony of the Night did have like the special vampire spells.
Yeah. There was also the fighting input spells, which...
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I forgot they were called that. I thought they were called something else, but... Admittedly,
Well,
like...
they were vampire abilities that you could use anytime in the game.
Yeah. Oh,
Almost.
right. As long as you knew the input, and on some of them I think had the right weapon equipped, you could basically just do anything. Admittedly, the quotations right weapon equipped was generally, like, 2/3...
A bleeding weapon.
bleeding weapon, or sword. Which, like, if I had to compare this to another indie Metroidvania that I actually do recommend, which is Axiom Verge. Number 1, not number 2.
Why not number 2?
I haven't played too much of 2 yet.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's less of, like, I can't really give a good opinion because it's like how I initially...
Haven't played much of it.
Haven't played much of it. Versus Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth is because I didn't play a lot of it because it was still in development when I first patched in, but I really liked it. Admittedly, when I first started it, it was like they were leaning heavy into the boss fights, having you swap a lot and faster.
Well, yeah, that's, as I said, one of the big problems with this sort of like switch mechanic is that it can result in some really tepid gameplay because you're just simply doing rhythm-based sort of like response.
Yeah. I do like that they toned it back a lot, but still kept it in there because the spirit system, as I'm going to be calling it, I forgot what it's actually called. Rewards you by keeping like allowing you to swap to something that keeps you healing while doing damage, but something that isn't as punishing as it takes forever to get them back up. Because, yes, you can use items, but as you saw, like, sometimes I'd be standing there and, like, I'd get back to level 3 and then I'd get knocked down to level 1 on the spirit I was current on, and then I'd swap to the other one and I'd be back up to, mostly back up to speed. Is there a lot of movement tech? Yeah, there is a decent amount. There's the slide, which I hardly used, but I could see spots where the slide could have been used, like the whole like aimed cannon thing during Nihil.
Mm-hmm.
Other things is that it does respect its source material very well, in the factor that yes, this is Deedlit like 40 or 50 years after the end of Lotus War.
I don't know exactly how long it has been, actually. Obviously, after, you know, a particular character's death.
After almost every cast member except for Deedlit dying. Because, if I remember correctly, Piratess died somehow. They had to kill Woodchuck because something happened.
He was possessed.
Yeah, Carla is somebody, is two people in one, because Carla is actually a giant, huge golden tiara with eyes that just possesses people. I think they actually referred to it as a phylactery, but don't think Carla is a lich. I think Carla is something else. But, does it give you a good variety? Kind of. I mean, the spells, there's a decent amount, but it does have a element system like in most RPG games with RPG elements. So it's like, as we saw when fighting the original adventuring team with Parn, Woodchuck, uh, Gilm, and I forget the other two. God, I'm bad at it. They were weak to darkness, but when we swapped over to Nihil, he was actually weak to water, of all things. So, having the final boss being weak to not light element is I kind of like, because they did try and keep the weird elemental thing where it's like you can use it, but you can also use it to like give yourself a handicap to see if you can make it harder on yourself to a degree.
I guess you could just say you do that.
You could. Not saying you should. As for the next game, that's going to be that one's going to be something I'll probably just spring on you next Friday.
Okay.
Because, sad to say, and people are probably hearing this in my voice, is that I do not have a good idea of what to play easily. I mean, I don't want to get into a heavy JRPG yet, because after completing Final Fantasy V, that one, yes, it's not a heavy RPG, but it's still kind of lengthy. If I was comparing, there are some that I do have that, if I started them, they would take forever.
Well, it depends on whether you're trying to be a completionist, I would think.
Even doing a single playthrough, it takes 70 to 80 hours on these ones, because they're The Legend of Heroes.
Mm.
Which, if you've... it's like, if you ever hear of those, a single playthrough is annoyingly long. But the game tries to get you to invest in multiple playthroughs, so... I will try and find something that, A, it'll take a bit of time, but something I can easily do. If, sad to say, we are not going to be doing Rubicon just yet, so Armored Core 6 is kind of not on the table yet. It'll be there. Just Eddie's doing his weird stuff of like, yeah, not yet. Let's see. Some of the games that have been that I'm going through are games that are essentially stuff that I have started and we just never finished, or trying to start something new. I'll try and figure something out and make a decent announcement about it before. But outside of that, I think we've fudged enough time, and I don't think we want to spend any more time on anything, because we just have 20 minutes left if we went normally.
Yeah.
But outside of that, thanks everybody for joining. Hope to see you Friday for whatever game that does get taken. As for our Tuesday and Thursday next week, I'm pretty sure Eddie has confirmed that we are not streaming those days, because he's not going to be in town. So, break time. As for podcast, as such, there's currently no podcast out. And until we finally come back, Eddie comes back, there probably will not be another podcast. But you can listen to all the historical ones on all your major the major platforms. So Google, Apple, Spotify. All of the streams are archived on our YouTube channel. So if you missed the entire Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth, It's all there. After that, thanks for joining, and we hope everybody has a great night.
Night, everybody.
Night.